Ask a
Vegas headliner.
Ask a
Vegas headliner.
Ask a
Vegas headliner. Vegas headliner. Vegas headliner.
Ask a
Vegas headliner. Mr. Joe Diamond in the house. What's up, man?
I have graduated from Satan to Vegas headliner.
I mean, there's a lot of satanic things that go on in Vegas. You know, I just went for my first time, right?
Okay, you know the old joke, right? You know, oh, Satan's out on Saturday night. No, he's getting up early Sunday morning to
go to Vegas.
To go to Vegas. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say to go to church, but
that too.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Yes, and I keep telling everyone I'm 667, neighbor of the beast. It's totally different.
Okay,
that's why it's confusing.
They're just friends.
Yeah, exactly. We hooked up a couple times in college, but you know,
nothing serious.
Yeah.
So Joe Diamond in studio, but you've been in with us several times, but this is different because now you're a big deal. I mean, are you going to forget?
Finally, the first time I came on the show in 2010, I was performing in the back room of a restaurant that was
not around anymore.
Yeah, and it was Tom kept going on and on. He's like, oh, so he's like, yeah, so does is this like the pinnacle for mind readers at at Grandma's Pancake House?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
Look at me now, bitch.
Yeah. It only took 13 years.
You did this to
took 13 years
to prove Tom wrong.
Everything in my life has been for love and to spite Tom.
Yeah.
Because I love Tom and want to spite him.
Me too. Oh my
Tom's gone this week, so we could just it's rag on Tom day.
But he makes us better people.
He does.
He does.
I think that's what he's shooting for too. So we're going to be talking to Joe Diamond throughout the morning. I want to hear all about the Vegas headline. I didn't know, and it's huge because you are a Vegas headliner now. That's right in our backyard,
and I've got video evidence of it too.
What? So it actually happened
in 4K. In
4K. Yeah.
So are we going to be doing any of your?
We can do some stuff.
Okay,
we can talk a little bit about it.
Because Fernando says that he can't be.
I'm unhackable.
He's unhackable.
You've done a lot of things, but like first time I met Joe, he bent a spoon in front of me and then we put it in a fart jar.
Okay. Naturally. I mean, what else would you do with a bent spoon?
Who denied I was tested for greatness?
Yeah, you can't make that first meeting up.
You need something to eat the farts with. So naturally, a bent spoon is the only
bent
option.
Spoon was in a fart jar for years.
Naturally.
Everybody asked. It was a centerpiece. But yeah, no, I'm unhackable.
Okay,
and if he digs in there, he's gonna go, whoa.
But that's what I want Joe to talk about, because we've talked about that before. As far as the mind reading goes, you don't go deep and personal into you're able to.
The phrase I like to say is I don't go therapy personal.
Okay.
The shows I do, like the one I'm going to be doing this spring in Lake Geneva, the theater seats about 150 people, and to put it in perspective, their back row is closer than Penn and Teller's front row.
Wow.
At the Rio. The Rio's huge. The Rio is the biggest stage for a contracted act in Vegas.
Is that where you're at?
Yeah, that's where I was. It was the biggest stage in Vegas.
That's insane.
It was crazy.
So the gap is for their safety.
Yeah. The gap was for everyone else's safety.
Well, I can feel like my head feels different when Joe is here and I look him in the eyes. I cannot even imagine how you're married, right? I know you have a significant other. Okay. I can't imagine how your wife feels.
When people ask her does Joe read your mind, she just gets very serious and she just goes, not if he knows what's good for him.
I love that.
And that's why I love her and that's why I married her.
Joe, what are you doing?
And when people say to us like, oh my God, I'd be scared to be married to you. It's like, what kind of shady stuff are you keeping from your spouse? My wife and we're totally open. We're totally honest with each other. Just ask our boyfriend, Chuck.
I love it. All right. So more with Joe Diamond, Vegas headliner right in our backyard. We'll talk about what that experience was like. If you have a question for Joe, and we are going to hack you. We're going to save that for the end of the show.
Why am I have the goosebumps for absolutely no reason right now.
If you have questions for Joe, you get goosies all the time, Fernando.
That has nothing to do with mind reading. That's just the sexual chemistry right now.
You You are sitting awfully close to him. 815-283-0095 studio, the first word of your message. If you have questions for a Vegas headliner, I will continue talking to Joe Diamond throughout the morning. More on the way next after Candlebox. It's Far Behind on 95 WIIL Rock, the rock station. Awfully chatty Fernando and Joe are over there. Do you
Hey,
guys want me to leave the room?
We're
Or?
friends, okay?
You know Tom's like number one rule is no talking off the air because you got to save it for the air. Like, what if something happens?
But we're talking.
And you can't recreate that.
No, but I'm
You're talking about personal.
inappropriately.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're talking about.
we're getting all the stuff. You would have to just be hitting the dump button for.
Which, thank you, because
out of the way.
I just got that ramped back up from Fernando's oversharing earlier this morning.
It wasn't oversharing. You just asked a question, I answered it. Listen, you know
Not
what you get with me.
FCC
You know what
appropriately.
you get with me.
Apparently,
I like to ride the line.
I'm due to hang with you for the next week. It is the WIIL Rock Morning Show with Tom and Leah. Tom is on vacation. Looks like he took a little
A limo.
Limo to not a little limo either, a
Yeah,
big
that thing
limo.
was huge.
There's only 3 of them. You did not need that.
But it's cheaper than parking at O'Hare.
I
though.
agree.
Yes.
That is true.
It's very
I've never-
cheaper. That's why
a
people
lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Huh. Anyway, so more with Joe Diamond, Vegas headliner. I've got so many questions for you, Joe. If you have questions for him as well, 815-380-0095, studio, the first word of your message. I will talk more to Joe about that. I mean, that's huge. It's huge. And you're going to also hack Fernando's brain.
I don't know. He's not.
we'll
He didn't say he's going to either.
He's going to. It is 8:25.
It's mostly sunny with a high of 45 today. 30 overnight. Tomorrow we're looking at 50. It's going to be a nice day. Tomorrow sunny. It is 31 in Kenosha and 28 in Johnsburg.
Now, over the years, gender reveals have been ruined in many ways. I mean, people have died during them. I just wish people would stop doing the whole gender reveal thing. This mother-in-law, though, she put a damper on things. That is on the way after the 95 WIIL rock.
I know this, yeah.
95-second update. Now, you've seen footage of the bridge collapse in Baltimore by now. A cargo ship lost power and slammed into it around 1:30 Eastern yesterday. 8 construction workers were on that bridge. 2 were rescued. Sadly, 6 of them are presumed dead. President Biden said that there was no indication of terrorism. 1 person was arrested following a 2-vehicle crash last night. It happened around 11 near the intersection of Green Bay Road and 67th Street. No injuries were reported. The person taken into custody, though, is suspected of driving while intoxicated. No other details are available at this time. WIIL Rock Sports. That is brought to you by Windy City Rooter. They drain your pipes, not your wallet. The Lakers, they rallied and beat the Milwaukee Bucks 128-124. Bulls host the Pacers tonight. Blackhawks beat the Flames 3-1. The Blackhawks are at Ottawa tomorrow night for their opener of a 3-game trip. Preseason baseball, Brewers lose, Cubs lose. Opening day is tomorrow. And finally, a Texas couple. They had a $9,000 gender reveal party planned.
Oh, I already hate them.
I hate the whole gender reveal thing, period.
Can we can we just stop letting
Could
as
you
a
look
movie
at
as
somebody?
a movie buff?
Yeah.
Can we stop letting movies be over $200 million?
Yeah,
please.
that too.
Like I liked the last Indiana Jones movie as an Indiana Jones fan since I was a kid.
Yeah.
There's no reason it need to be $400 million.
Well, and
there's zero reason.
Right.
Like, come
That's
on.
That's just
people.
what they say, Joe. That's how Hollywood launders their money. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we spent this amount, but really they're spending it on what? Fernando Coke and hookers or?
Obviously.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
They could do that back in the 80s on a $40 million budget, though.
The
Things
cocaine
have
was
gone
way
up.
cleaner back then.
Yeah.
Things have gone up, Joe. No, I agree. $9,000 on any kind of party. But the gender reveal thing.
To be fair, they did book me and I charge $8,000.
Okay. Could you look at someone that's pregnant and be like, I know what you're having? Have you done? No.
There's ways we can talk about that later.
Okay.
I like how you're like, could you look at someone who's pregnant and really charge them that much, Joe? Like, you really are the devil. Oh my God. No. I don't charge quite that much yet.
But you're getting there because you're a Vegas headliner now.
Yeah.
No, the party was sabotaged by the husband's mother. So the mother-in-law was uninvited after a heated exchange with the wife. She showed up anyways, caused chaos at the event by triggering a fire alarm right before the big reveal. And you know what happens when the fire alarm goes off? The sprinkler system ended up going off, leaving all the guests just absolutely drenched. And as they're running from the building, the mother-in-law is just out there.
What is she? Griselda
Smoking a
from Nazareth?
cigarette. Seriously.
What?
There's no like.
Was it a boy? What was it?
That does not.
And
it
we
doesn't
still
say.
don't know.
We still don't know.
Don't know.
But Joe will tell us though coming up.
Yeah.
Vegas headliner Joe Diamond in studio with us today. You're going to tell us that gender reveal?
What kind of baby she's having?
What kind of baby she's having? Yes,
a traumatized one.
A very traumatized baby.
How dare
you
they
imagine?
assume their gender right off the bat?
Right.
Yes.
So rude.
2024. Come
Yes.
All right. So yeah, I'm surprised those haven't been canceled yet for that reason. Anyhow, so Vegas headliner Joe
It's a
Diamond.
genital reveal party.
There it is. Yeah.
Oh my God, that would be so much better when you're 16. Finally, like.
Oh, no, 18, Fernando, 18.
Oh,
18,
I was thinking European.
18,
Sorry.
18,
Sorry.
18.
What state do you
the,
live in?
The views and opinions of Joe Diamond and 95 Will Rock do not reflect the opinions of
one
of
Fernando, who's just here for the week until he gets canceled.
It's only been a couple hours,
God.
bro. Yeah, I'll get the slip before I leave. All right.
If you need a replacement, Leah, before Tom comes back,
You're
let me
available?
know. Yeah. There's not a lot of mind reading gigs in the morning.
Bro, you can't just take my job like that. Of course, she's going to take a Vegas headliner.
Right,
over
exactly.
me.
Wait, you're giving me the
Hey,
option?
I'm not taking it from you if you lose
I'm
it.
giving it to you, bro. I'm not coming in. I'm sleeping in tomorrow. Like, you got it.
So
All right.
this is huge. You performed in Vegas. When were you
Yeah.
there? Were you there
So,
when we were
okay.
there?
No. So Okay.
We'll edit this for production.
Yeah, exactly. So the long story longer is there's a TV show on the CW called Penn and Teller Fool Us.
Okay.
Where they get on magicians, mentalists, fire eaters from all over the world. They come and perform for Las Vegas legends Penn and Teller. And 99% of them just come on and perform, and Penn and Teller say, hey, we like your stuff, but we know exactly what you did and how you did it because they know everything. And there's a very small percentage who they say, hey, we have no idea what you did. Here's a big plastic trophy, and you get to come back and perform a second time on our stage and close our Vegas show. And that's the prize. It's like many reality shows. It's just an excuse to feature performers. And as a performer, I get asked all the time, hey, you know what you should do? You should go on one of those shows. Like you should go on one of those Got Talent shows and everything. Well, I probably shouldn't say this, but some of those shows, not all of them, because not Penn and Teller Fool Us. Penn and Teller Fool Us treated me very well and actually paid me. But
Nice.
some of those shows, not only do you not get paid, but if you get far enough along in them, you owe them a percentage of your income forever. They're basically your representatives, your booking agents, and everything.
And you're just kind of giving them the content,
and
like.
Some people, I have friends who have done the shows, some of those shows, without naming names. Some of them have done it and it's worked out very well. And some of them,
not so much.
They're waiting around for gigs and they can't really book them themselves. So they're just waiting for, to be called back up on deck. And it's like, that's never been what my goal has wanted to be.
Well, good for you, because you're not being exploited like they are.
Yeah. And some people I know who have gone on those shows work for companies that work with them and work already with touring companies and all that stuff. So it works out for a good segment of people going on those shows.
Okay, so
that said, I have had a number of friends who have gone on Penn and Teller Fool Us. I've been fans of them ever since I was a kid. They had a show on Showtime, which
I remember that.
You would have to hit the dump button. I won't make you. But it was great. And it's funny because Penn and Teller actually don't like psychics, mind readers, mentalism, that type of stuff. So that's part of the reason why I have auditioned every year for every season and never got on. I've sent multiple videos. We actually tallied it up. I have sent in 64 audition videos.
Wow.
Since
you were desperate. You were throwing your panties at them.
That is persistence.
No, it's good. It's good.
So when people ask me like, hey, how come you haven't been on Fool Us? I was like, because I've had friends. I was working with people who would get on the show and everything. And it's like, I sent them stuff. I don't know.
So what did you finally do that got you on the show?
So I sent them ironically, just a mind reading effect with cards. Initially, they wanted me to do it with tarot cards, but I think they got a little. It's still not clear whether the producers either got nervous about tarot cards on the CW, which doesn't make sense. They've had Supernatural and everything.
Right.
I don't know if they got nervous with it with Penn and Teller, or if they just thought, oh, it's Las Vegas. Let's have them do
Tarot.
let's have them do playing cards.
Okay.
So I ended up doing a mind reading card effect. I actually talked about going to a religious school where I did get playing cards taken away from me because they thought the only way I could be doing these things is if Satan helped me. And it was a blast. It was a lot of fun. We can get into some of the nitty gritties of performing on that. And I think the other thing too is because a lot of people, they just want to do something for the host.
Yeah.
And this year it was they had a new host, Brooke Burke,
Okay.
who's hosted Dancing with the Stars. And Fernando and I talked about, we know her from Wild On. And so,
is that where she was from? I just know her from being hot when I was a child.
Yes. She was, the name of the show you know her from is Wild On.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yes. It was like a travel show on E. So I think because they knew I was brave enough to do something for Penn and Teller at the table, and not just for the supermodel host or randos from the audience,
So
with
much
Penn and
pressure.
Teller
That is a lot of pressure.
a few yards away in their chairs, like with them actually at the table with me. I think that's what kind of got them on board with it. And I was using some techniques from a very, very obscure book, and I didn't know if they would recognize the really obscure thing I was using. It was totally up to them. So I dropped the link in the of the full performance in the chat for the live stream. It's joediamondlive.com/fool us.
We're on TomTube right now. So you could
so I actually did predict the outcome of the show. I don't know if I want to spoil how the actual ending of it went.
Well, how about we take a little bit of a break?
Yeah, if people want to watch, take a time to watch it, and then we can talk more about that. And if people have questions about the process, but long story short, I performed on their stage. I closed the show. I actually closed the episode that it aired. To answer your question in a very long Joe Diamondy way, we filmed it in August of last year, and it aired in February of this year.
Wow.
So I had to keep it a secret
for all this time. Because I was like, I had no idea.
I got the okay that I was going to Vegas and signed off on it last April. So the length of time I've been like holding on to it while people are like, oh, what's new, Joe? Nothing. Yeah.
And you're
what are you working on?
Nothing.
A couple things.
I'm in the back. I'm in the back room of the pancake house again.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I mean, I just blew
who books that?
Penn and Teller's mind, but whatever.
More with Joe Diamond. Vegas headliner Joe Diamond after Highly Suspect. It's Lydia on WIIL Rock. Our dearly departed Tim just walked into the studio.
I know.
Tim, do you want to say hi?
Here, take mine.
Yeah, Tim.
Hi.
People usually don't get the opportunity to say hi, and I think it's BS or bye.
No, I didn't get to say bye.
No, you don't get to say bye. And I know that you were only with us on the station. And I say dearly departed. He's still alive, obviously. That'd be weird.
Am I though?
Joe Diamond brought Tim back to life, and now he's here in studio, and
Thank
he's
you,
going to do
Joe.
the news.
Necromancer.
No,
That's now on my.
I have disassociated myself with all news, everything.
Oh, isn't it beautiful?
It's fantastic.
Now
It's
you know how I
fantastic.
feel when you
Right.
when you would do it, and I would just tune you out. Tim, we miss you. It sucks. Companies make terrible decisions, and I know you were only with us for a year on this station, but this is your chance to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye, bitches. Come on, that's what I was setting you up for.
I'm a man of few words these days because I'm so bored.
Oh, Tim. So if you are hiring a news guy, Tim is looking for employment. Tim, we miss you. Appreciate you.
I miss you guys too.
Appreciate
Not as
you.
much Fernando. Because we talk a lot nowadays. So yeah.
No, that's because Fernando is practically unemployed unless Tom's on vacation. It is 8:45 WIIL Rock Morning Show with Tom and Leah. Tom returns, who knows when, but Fernando's going to be hanging out for a bit. And Timmy ends just saying hi to us, picking up some stuff, didn't grab everything on your way out. Hey, Tractor Supply this Saturday from 11 to 1. Elwood's going to be out. Go see the boss. They have their big grand opening celebration going on. Great deals throughout the store. Huge garden center. It's about that time. Free Tractor Supply Company hat while supplies last. And Elwood or Mark or Elroy or Elbert, whatever you call him.
Elbert?
We just change his name every day. He will have tickets for you to win. Palais Royale at the Cobra Lounge. Awesome place to see a show if you want to go see those guys. We saw them in Vegas. Another guy we saw in Vegas, Des Rocks, coming to the rave. He's an awesome performer as well. Those are the tickets that Elwood will have for you to win. Tractor Supply Company. It's on Green Bay Road in Beach Park. Get all the details on the road trips page over at 95willrock.com. We're all kind of getting bit boners over here because I want to know. I know Joe Diamond in studio, Ask a Vegas headliner. You're like, give people time to watch the video, which you posted it in the comments.
Yeah,
you could stream this.
JoeDiamondLive.com/fool us is the link for the video. And also, if you type my name into Google or YouTube, it's now the first thing that comes up.
How long's the video? Did I give people enough time?
It's less than 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I'm sure most people just were like, we know he read their minds. We know he got the cards right. We're just gonna skip to the end. So spoiler alert, and here's the thing. So I'm actually gonna let you in even more behind the scenes. Spoiler alert, I did not get the trophy, but I technically still won.
You won.
Because so here's the thing. That performance you see online, I don't even think I told you this yet. It's 2 performances. We actually had to do 2 takes.
Did something go wrong in the first take, or did you? Okay.
So what happened was there's supposed to be so there's many consultants and behind the scenes people and all that. Long story short, the first take ended up, I didn't get quite to the point. So I have the front part of it is kind of front loaded with the story and so what you want to do both on TV and also just in my line of work as well is, as a for the 2 people who don't know about the show, you want to close doors, and also like I do more, I don't do traditional magic. I do more mind reading. So I don't want to get too far into the weeds of examine this, check this out, do that.
Yeah.
So I want to do it all under the guise of having fun with Penn and Teller, making jokes, poking fun at me, poking fun at them, while also doing those things for those who are paying attention to those things.
Right.
So, and also that also fills it out to a full TV appearance. Because if I just said, think of a card, 4 of clubs, that's a very quick thing. So we get to the point where I'm about to actually start to read Penn Jillette's mind, and they go, actually, we need to start over.
And
I'm like, from the beginning of this line of script? Like, no, from the beginning.
From the top?
From the very top. So Brooke Burke reintroduces me. Now, here's the thing.
That's how you won.
Well, there's that. Well, here's the thing. The prize is you perform on their stage a second time.
Okay.
I'm now performing on their stage a second time.
All right. So
and
I
didn't
won
have
the
to fly
prize.
to Vegas.
Yeah.
Also, I got to read Brooke Burke's palm, and she hugged me after.
Wow.
And
who needs that plastic trophy?
Yeah. That's a couple. I told Fernando earlier. I'll say it again. I've said to a lot of people, couple dozen people on the planet have that Fool Us trophy. Less than a few people on the planet have held Brooke Burke in their arms. I'm one of them. So
how do you know her number? She told me how many people she's been with.
I read her palm.
Very close.
I read her palm and mind reader, and also she's Brooke Burke. I'm sure she doesn't. I'm sure she's got that on lockdown.
Okay, all right.
She's engaged to a billionaire.
Yeah.
So
fair enough.
Fair enough. So yeah. Now here's the other thing too, though, that was kind of ironic. So because they say don't repeat jokes and all this other stuff because people know the punchline.
Right.
But the opposite happened. It was kind of like a real life Groundhog Day scenario because I had just done all these jokes earlier and they got okay reactions from the audience. But because I had just made these jokes 5 minutes earlier and the audience was kind of like, oh, he's got to do this again. And they're kind of rooting for me. They're laughing even harder at the jokes the second time. And also it is kind of like Groundhog Day because it's like when Ned Ryerson shows up the first time. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Right.
When he does it the second time, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
So it was kind of that. But I also knew Penn and Teller seeing everything a second time, knowing what was going to be important and what wasn't. I was like,
you made some tweaks.
Well, no, because I had to match the first take. That's the other thing. Because I was like, I didn't know which parts of the first take they were going to use or not. So I had to match it all up. So I was like, well, now they know what's important and not. So I'm like, I can't really change this. So all right, I'm just gonna do, and also I'm like contracted to do like a specific effect a certain way. I can't bring in like 18 other techniques the way I would normally do it in like a standard
So
show.
weird. There's so many rules.
There's so many rules. There's so many aspects to it, but spoiler alert, I kind of had a feeling they'd know it anyway, and I showed once they said they didn't think I fooled them. I showed I had a prediction that said I predict I will not fool Penn and Teller.
Oh, dang.
And nailed it.
Nailed it.
So yes,
They
so
said
I did prove I was really psychic to
they're
them.
they're
So,
quoted on here. No way you could have known that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and it was for that prediction.
right. Vegas
So, yeah.
headliner Joe Diamond in studio with us. You have a Vegas headliner in your backyard. I have questions. If you have questions, 815-283-0095. Studio, the first word of your message. You have a show coming up that we'll discuss.
Yep.
And we're going to hack
No, you
Fernando's.
ain't.
I say I'm going to have nothing to do with this, but I'm going to watch Joe do it. That is on the way after Godsmack. It's Whiskey Hangover on the Rock Station. I mean, I don't know. Is it a word? Unpenetrable? Is that the word? Did you
unpenetrable?
Well, it is not.
Because you're not able to be penetrated, is what you're saying.
He cannot penetrate my mind.
Unpenetrable.
My mind
Your
is
mind.
unpenetrable.
The
Yes, we're talking
mind,
about
Joe.
the mind.
All
Yes.
right.
You cannot
No,
penetrate my
I
mind
like how
without
you-
my consent.
I like how you said said that to me instead of like Joe.
so you know, Joe.
Not the censors. Yeah, censors.
So we are going to try to penetrate
My mind.
your mind.
I'm giving him consent though. I'm
yes,
just letting
there
everybody.
is consent being given.
Yeah.
That is coming up. It is 9 o'clock.
It's mostly sunny with a high of 45 today. It's 30 overnight. Right now, it is a chilly 28 degrees in Joe Diamond's mind. And in Gurnee, it is 28. Lake Villa, 30.
Vegas headliner Joe Diamond in studio with us. We will continue speaking with him. And
I just got nervous.
You should be nervous. He's done it to me, and it's very nerve wracking. That is on the way after the 95.
But it feels good at the end when
Yes,
I do it too,
of
right?
course,
Leah?
whatever
Yes,
your wife tells you. Sure.
She tells me I'm a very, very special boy.
Of course you are. More with Joe
boy.
after the 95 Will Rock 95-second update. I don't even know how to transition from that.
Okay,
New Jersey. No, this isn't that serious. I mean, unless you were hoping to be a billionaire. New Jersey has a new one. Someone from the Garden State was lucky enough to have the winning ticket for last night's Mega Millions lottery. Jackpot at $1.13 billion. Also, about 13 people became millionaires by winning lesser prizes. The Powerball, though, you still have a chance at winning that. That's happening tonight, right? Tonight's drawing Wednesday. $865 million. Not enough for Fernando. All right, WIIL Rock Sports. We're going to expedite this. It's brought to you by Pratt's Chimney Service for cleaning, repairs, and rebuilds. Go to prattschimney.com. Lakers, they overcome the absence of LeBron James and rallied to beat the Milwaukee Bucks 128-124. Bulls host the Pacers tonight. Blackhawks beat the Flames 3-1. Blackhawks are at Ottawa tomorrow night for the opener of a 3-game trip. Preseason baseball, Brewers lose, Cubs lose. Opening day is tomorrow. More with Joe Diamond, Vegas headliner, on the way next on WIIL Rock. Stay out of my search history, Fernando. You don't know me.
Yeah.
That's what we watched. Fernando's going on YouTube, and I told him to go to search, and it says women's pole pole vaulting.
It's right there.
It's
First
right
it's
there.
Will Rock, and then it's women's pole vaulting.
That's what we watched during COVID. We would get together in the conference room.
I remember that
and
now.
we would watch women's pole vaulting.
But that is a very specific search.
Hey, Fernando, don't kink shame.
I'm
Yeah,
not
Don't,
seriously.
don't kink shame.
You
I'm not.
haven't, if you haven't watched pole vaulting, you haven't lived.
I know
okay?
why women's
Yeah.
pole vaulting is a big deal.
Oof. And even for me, and I don't swing that way.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Anyhow, Vegas headliner Joe Diamond in studio. He is gonna penetrate your brain.
My mind
Yeah.
is on lockdown.
And we do. We have a Vegas headliner right in our backyard. I mean, there are so many shows that you have done for us, and in
Yeah.
the area, you have one coming up that we'll talk about.
Yep.
But first, I want to see what
No,
you got
I-
planned
yeah,
for
it's-
Fernando.
So this is actually in line with what I did in Vegas and with what I have coming up. What I have coming up in Lake Geneva at the Tristan Chris Theater. So he basically built a Las Vegas style theater
Okay.
right in Lake Geneva from the ground up.
Mhm.
And he does a magic show there. He cuts his assistant and partner in half, and they levitate and fly around the stage. It's amazing stuff. He's got state-of-the-art screens and lasers, and I'm going to be there doing a 90-minute show. Not doing any of that stuff, just doing my creating. But we've been doing some cool stuff with some of the screens and some of the tech that he has. But yeah, the whole show, the first half is me reading the audience's mind, and then the second half is me teaching the audience how to use their own intuition in order to read my mind.
That's
and
cool.
and I'll even be teaching people how they can use this. I don't want to spoil it for people listening, but off air, I'll kind of give you a demo of what that
What's
is.
to
Oh,
come?
cool.
Okay.
Of what's to come with that, of how you can basically on your own, using your own intuition, get any answer to any question
Do
about
not
the
give
future.
Leah that power.
So,
please.
oh no, it's you'll have the power too. So
I
it's
know,
okay.
but just give it
It's
to me
okay.
instead
Yeah,
of her.
so-
You know.
But for right now, I should show you why. So when I was in Vegas, again, I got to headline on Penn and Teller's stage. It's the biggest stage in Vegas. Their front row is actually where Tristan Christ's back row is. That's how huge their theater
That's
is,
insane,
and that's
yeah.
how intimate
Because
the theater is
it was
in
at
Lake
the
Geneva.
Rio.
The Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. Yes. Ginormous. And the Tristan Chris Theater, again, you can get tickets at joediamondlive.com/Lake Geneva. I'll be there all April and May. But the big thing is I couldn't, because I was reading minds on stage with Penn and Teller, and I was using playing cards. Of course, I wasn't able to gamble while I was there.
Wow.
They do not want someone like me
Gambling
on the casino floor.
Yeah,
And for Fernando, so we're gonna play a game of psychic poker. This will do
Listen to
two
me
reasons.
first. You listen to me first, Joe.
No,
I am you can't.
Okay.
I am emotionally unavailable
okay,
for
that's okay. That's okay. I don't need your emotions for this. I just need your mind.
you. Okay, you can
Okay,
have it. There's not
that's
much
fine.
in there.
Okay, perfect. Well,
It's blank.
we'll put something in there with the cards. Okay.
Okay.
First of all, you can verify for everyone. The cards have been, I've been mixing them, but also they
I've been
are all
staring at those cards the whole day.
They're all
They're
different.
to-
Yes,
yeah.
they're all different. Yes,
Yes.
they're not all like the Ace of Spades or anything like
no,
that.
They're
So here,
they
just
are very much a deck
actually
of
don't even
cards.
pull one card out. Pull out like a handful. Pull out like a handful. Go ahead. Yeah. That's a big handful. Okay, all right. Go ahead. You can shuffle those up. I won't even look, Fernando.
I'm not even looking.
I won't even look.
I'm not even
Shuffle them
looking.
up. I'm going to turn away. If people watching on camera can actually see, I'm not even looking in
I don't
Fernando's
know how to
direction.
shuffle. They're gonna see. I don't know.
That's
how to
okay.
shuffle, so I'm
You can just swirl them around on the table if you want,
Just don't lose
Leave it on
any.
your back,
or you can
though.
put them on my back.
Nobody's ever done that
Yeah,
before.
yeah. People might think, oh, maybe you can feel the cards. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then fan the cards out so the faces are towards you, like you have a big old poker hand. I think you took at least like 2 or 3 poker hands worth.
Mhm.
But
This is gonna be pretty hard to fan here.
that's okay. But I think you can do it. Can
I
you
could
see a
do it.
lot of the cards?
Yeah, I could see them.
Okay. Can you see every single card in the
Yeah.
spread?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I want you to scan the cards from left to
Uh-huh.
right. Let me
Uh-huh.
know when you get to the end.
Do you want? What do you want me to think about them?
No,
or
no, just with your
Scan
eyes.
'em.
Look at the card on the
Yeah.
very left.
just scanned.
And okay. Now let's do it again a little slower. Start from the very left.
Mhm.
Scan all the way to the very right. Let me know when you're to the end.
Yeah.
Are you
Mhm.
there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So just again for the people just listening who can't watch on video, my back is turned to Fernando. He shuffled the cards. He pulled a handful out. He shuffled them up. He's looking at the cards. I think one of the cards in there is a red 5 of hearts, 5 of diamonds. I think your eyes went past. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go for it. I'll say 5 of diamonds if I'm correct. Hand it to me.
Okay. There you go.
That's the psychic version of gimme. Okay, so that is the 5 of diamonds. Okay,
5.
look them over. Give me the 9 of hearts.
Okay, I hate you. Go ahead.
Okay, good. This is why I'm not allowed to play poker. I'll also take the jack of diamonds.
I really dislike you right now.
Okay. How I assume we have a whole bunch left. Yes.
Yeah, he has
Yeah,
like 100 in his
So he has
hand.
100. Okay, there's not 100. Okay, I'll go as quickly as possible. Again, this time go from right to left.
Right
Go from right to left.
Gotcha.
Say all 4 suits for me.
Clubs,
Okay,
diamonds, hearts, diamonds, clubs, and what? What am I missing?
Spades.
Yeah,
Spades. Okay. So there's definitely I'd say there's most likely a spade in there somewhere. Say a bunch of random values for me.
Random values. What do you mean by values?
Like ace, 2, 3, king, queen, all those. Yeah.
So
I need to start over from somewhere.
King,
Yeah.
Diamond, 9, 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
There's a 2 of spades. Okay, I'll take that.
I hate you so much.
Okay, I'll take the 2 of spades. I'll take the 3 of clubs while we're at it as well.
Get out of my head.
Okay.
You're going to River.
Look the cards over.
Look them over. Look them over.
No, look them over.
Can
look
we
them
go
over.
to Rivers Casino after this?
Okay. Rivers. That's 6 letters. Give me the 6 of diamonds.
I
Thank you so much.
Make them stop.
How many cards do we have left? How many cards do we have left?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take the 7 of hearts. 7 of hearts.
Oh
No. We'll come back to that because I think I know why I got 7 of hearts.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's not there. But I'll take the 10 of spades.
Okay.
Okay. So far I only got 1 wrong. I'll also take the 10 of clubs. No, not 10 clubs. Jack of clubs. Jack of clubs.
Yeah,
Jack of clubs.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, you were like, oh wait, here you're 1 off, Joe. Ace of diamonds.
Why do I hate you right now,
Ace of diamonds. Okay, we should be down
So
to like
wild.
4 or 5 cards left.
Yeah.
5 cards left.
Yeah.
5 of hearts.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's where that was. And this is what threw me off before. I'll take the 7 of diamonds off your hands. There we go. Okay, all right. So I was confused with that one.
Goosies.
And you got 2 left. Yes.
No, I have 3.
Oh, you have 3. Okay. Let's get the Jack of hearts out of the way then. So you're down to just 2. You're down to just 2. Think of either one of them.
I don't want
either
to.
one of them.
I don't want to. Okay.
Just mentally select either one of those cards in your mind, Fernando.
I
got
did.
one?
I got one.
Okay, just concentrate on it. Try to ignore the other one. Give me just a moment.
Okay, hold on. It's hard to ignore when you're in my head. Get out of my head. I see you there peeking. Just get out. Okay,
now just to be clear, you're talking about that in your mind for the people listening. My back's been to you the whole time. I'm facing away.
When I close my eyes, it's you right there.
You feel me in there. Okay, just think of that.
Curtain.
Just think of that one card. Ignore the other one in your mind.
I'm scared.
And
Should be.
Okay. To be fair, you kind of bounce back and forth. You started on the King of Diamonds, went to the 4 spades, and back to the King of Diamonds. Yeah. Show them.
Show them to the camera, Fernando. Show them to Joe.
He's running away. Yeah. There they are.
Okay.
King of Diamonds.
All right,
4
and
spades,
Fernando has walked up.
has left the room.
Fernando was penetrated more with Joe Diamond. That is wild.
And it's gonna get weirder in Lake Geneva.
Wow. Ask a Vegas headliner. You have questions for Joe. 815-283-0095. Studio the first word of your message after the Black Keys on WIIL Rock. Black Keys, beautiful people stay high, which I think that's what Fernando's off doing right now. His mind was blown by Vegas headliner Joe Diamond, who's in studio with us. Ask a Vegas headliner. We'll have more questions from Joe Diamond here coming up. If you have anything for him, 815-283-0095. Studio, the first word of your message. It is the WIIL Rock Morning Show with Tom and Leah, 9:16. A mostly sunny day today with a high of 45, 30 overnight, 50, and sunny for tomorrow. I'm doing Fernando's one job because God knows where that man is at. He had to take a little bit of a walk.
He's
overwhelmed.
He's halfway to the shoreline by now. He's just going to wander into Lake Michigan.
He said he was like, I didn't even know where I was going. I just kept walking.
And then he came back, and then he left again.
And then he left again. So yeah, mind-blowing stuff here in studio. More from Joe on the way. And Web Wednesday today, we have your chance to win our super secret acoustic show. It happens to be on April 1st, but this is not April Fool's. This is happening. Daughtry, all right, is going to be somewhere. We can't tell you where. We can't tell you where until you win. So if you won for Ticket Tuesday yesterday, Wayne will call you. Some super secret person will call you. It won't be Wayne. His voice will be disguised. But if you did not win with Ticket Tuesday, you could win with Web Wednesday, which is today. Click on that Web Wednesday link over at 95willrock.com. Talking to Joe Diamond, Vegas headliner Joe Diamond now, about reading my palm because I had a bad experience. I had a guy, and I was under the influence of the marijuana, and I had been drinking, and it's
Wait,
something. Me, yeah,
You?
I know. I've changed a lot in the last 14 years. Hard to believe. But it's something that has bothered me to the point where I will take my palm and I will squeeze it like this to try to get my lifeline longer. I have debated getting my lifeline tattooed where it breaks off. I've debated getting it tattooed because I would upset, if you're a hypochondriac, don't get your palm red.
Well, to be fair, a good palm reader knows it has nothing to do with the lifeline has nothing to do with the quantity of life. It's about the quality of life.
Yeah. So my life is going to suck later is what you're saying.
No, I haven't looked at it yet.
I'm scared to have you looked at it.
It's all good vibes.
Is it okay? But wait a second. Is it true? Because the lifeline on this hand is really good. Is it true that
Is
one?
that your dominant hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
so we read the wrong one.
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Well, there you go.
God, I wish I would have talked to Joe Diamond.
Hey,
All
Joe,
right,
yeah.
can
this
you
is when
do me
Joe.
a favor and
Wait a
lie
second.
to
This
her?
is when Joe Diamond says, "Well, it's the non-dominant one that we go with, isn't it?"
No, it's the dominant hand. It's the
Oh.
dominant hand. Yeah.
My whole life.
By the way, to read Brooke Burke's palm is one level of stressful. To do it while Penn and Teller are right in front of you trying to break apart everything you just did, and like they're super skeptical and everything, is another level of stressful. But it was very fun. It was very fun. And Brooke, she was. By the way, let me just sing the praises of legend Brooke Burke for a moment, because she. Like we're in this business. We know what it's like to talk to people off, for lack of a better term, on stage, off stage, that kind of stuff. She is so beautiful off camera. I want to say the cameras are unkind to her.
Yeah.
I saw her just in passing backstage, going to rehearsal, just under fluorescent lights and concrete walls, in backstage. And she was just on the phone. And yes, she was in social media makeup and designer yoga pants. But even then, like, the camera is unkind to her.
Wow.
Dreamweaver was playing.
Dreamweaver was playing. Yeah. She was, and when she talks to you, it doesn't matter that like 1,000 people are in the theater all watching you.
You are the only one.
You are
there.
the only one there, and she makes you feel warm. And it's like she's done this for the better part of 20 years and talking to people,
she
making
knows
them
what
feel
she's
comfortable.
Doing.
Yeah. As a host and all that. But yeah, she was great. She was wonderful. Couldn't have been a better person to work with. Penn and Teller also were very charming. Someone asked, I think on Facebook, about if Teller talks. Yes, he does. In fact, so I walk out. Penn and Teller already sat at the table. And the giant, if you've seen the photo of the giant card on the screen behind me, so that the size of my head is like the size of a building in real life. Like on camera, everything kind of just shrunk down. But if you really look at like me,
the size of you,
that is like 30 feet tall. That is, and I saw it and I'm like, oh my God, this looks so tacky and egocentric. It's my head and name, ginormous.
Did they do that for you?
They did that for me. They did that for me. But then I looked at a monitor and saw me at the table at rehearsal with the two stand-ins for Penn and Teller and saw it just all in one frame. And I was like, oh, that actually looks great. Yeah. Cool. Just don't look behind you because it looks just looks like tacky as all get out.
It's like the eyes when the head comes out.
Except it's you.
Yeah. But it's the first thing I noticed.
So yeah. And then so I walk out, Penn and Teller are seated there already. Penn says, "Hey Joe, good to meet you," because my name's on screen and everything. And Teller just looks at me and very sincerely just goes, "Hello, I'm Teller," and goes to shake my hand. And I just want to be like, yeah, I know I've watched you since I was nice to meet you as well. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And we chatted a little bit because we do have some mutual friends in the industry and such. And so they again couldn't have been nicer. They said lots of nice things about me during the post performance. And like I said, with the prediction, they were like, yeah, no way you could have known that. So and that's the pull quote.
But my issue is, my question that I have, like, Fernando, you have no idea how he did what he just did. No,
honestly, I don't. I'm not even going to question it. You know why? Because it's going to be eating at my brain if I do.
Just let it eat. They were able to figure out, like, is that how you don't win? Is that they're able to?
So there are there's a consultant behind the scenes named Michael or Mike, and he's like a walking encyclopedia.
Okay,
he knows. In fact, so to put it in perspective, so they would actually probably recognize the exact technique I used
on me
just now with Fernando. So I used a similar but adjacent technique. I'll put it that way. For Penn and Teller, that specifically used two people as well, which was interesting because it's like, okay, perfect. This uses two people, so that's great. And then he knows. And he's technically the judge. So Penn and Teller do have earpieces. And when they're back at their couch talking about it, he gives the okay if they've got it or not. That is
very interesting.
If he says, no, you don't got it, Penn and Teller will say, and they kind of set us up for this with saying, like, if they ask you a question that you can say no to, just say no, because it very likely means it's 99.9% likely that
You're not.
well, no, that you can say no, and they'll say, oh, well, we thought you were doing that, so here's your trophy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So they'll say that so that you can, so for the people at home, you can give a clear no, because they've had people go back and forth on terminology. We
Right.
think it's this, it might be this. And so this is the way they do it now after 10 years and piecing all together.
And you can watch the video of them kind of doing this,
and,
right?
And they have different code words and all that. And I actually talked with them about it because the thing I was using was so dense and complex and buried in a book from like the 70s. So I actually talked to Michael about it, and I was like, well, what if I mention something and see if they pick up on it, and like that way they can just say it back if they've got it. That way then I know that they've told you, and you know that I know,
like
and all that.
Insider stuff.
Yeah. So they did mention it back. If you watch it back, you'll know what I'm talking about. And that's the thing too. Like, I like that there's kind of like a wrestling kayfabe code words that people know we're talking about, but don't. And I don't even like to spoil that so much. I mean, if people do want to ask about it directly or message me about it, they can. But
you could also message us in studio now, because I do need to get to the text line too. 815-283-0095 studio, the first word of your message. Again, the video of Joe Diamond doing this with Penn Teller is in the comments on our Tom Tube right now, which is up and running. More with Ask a Vegas headliner. I have so many more questions.
And I bet you people know.
It's on the way next after Shinedown on WIIL Rock. Shine down, a symptom of being human. The Rock Station. It is the WIIL Rock Morning Show with Tom and Leah. Tom is gone. I got Fernando hanging out, which we found out that his brain is penetrable.
I feel vulnerable now.
You should. You
Yeah,
should. You
I
should.
thought I was unpenetrable.
Well, you're not. It is 9:31.
It's mostly sunny and high of 45 today. Tonight is we're looking at 30 overnight, 50 in sunny tomorrow. It is 32 in Fox Lake and 31 in Johnsburg.
All right, I'm going to skip happy hour news because Joe Diamond, Vegas headliner, who is in your backyard, he is in studio with us today. If you have questions for Joe, we're going to check the text line, 815-283-0095. Studio, the first word of your message. We will do that on the way next. All right, Ask a Vegas headliner. We got Joe Diamond, who's right in our backyard. He read Brooke Burke's poem. And then you're going to read my poem. I feel so special. You have a show coming up, which we're going to discuss. We'll discuss that. Questions on the text line. Did you tell Penn and Teller, which I had the same one, did you tell them like, hey, jagoffs, I've sent you over 64.
So they don't pick the acts.
Okay.
Actually, Penn and Teller know nothing about the acts before they go on stage. In fact, I had to hide from Teller at lunch the day I filmed.
Because you saw him out?
No, because I was invited by my producer to lunch, and I saw Teller eating. So they want to be completely surprised when you come out. They don't want to do research on people beforehand. They don't want to know anything.
They've never seen your audition videos.
Even when Penn's daughter was on the show, she lied and said she was out of town.
Oh my gosh.
And she was actually like staying at a friend's house for 2 weeks while she was working with the consultants and the director.
So Penn's daughter is also an entertainer?
Yes, she's getting into magic.
That is
amazing. So yeah, well, and that's the other thing too. So like I think just part of it is, so in the world of mind reading or mentalism, mentalism, hypnotism.
When
all
you
those
say
things are
mentalism,
Yes.
First I hear metal, but
Yeah.
you're saying
Mentalism.
And then I
Yes.
think of myself because
Yes.
we're all a little crazy, right?
Yes,
But
in the UK, mentalist means someone who is crazy. But here it is a performance artist. Basically, it just means someone who specializes in mind reading, magic of the
And
mind,
that's you.
that kind of
That's
stuff.
you.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Instead of pulling rabbits out of hats, I'm pulling thoughts out of minds.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I
that's
still feel it.
basically it.
I'm not going to be
Um,
able to get to all these questions, you
oh,
guys.
Just pick some of the best ones. Yeah.
Well, first, one of the texts says Joe and Fernando sound too much alike. I can't tell who's talking.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's that.
Well, let's watch. We can try something with you, Leah.
Okay.
Get through like 2 or 3 more questions, and then
Okay.
we'll do something.
Are you for hire? Do you do
Oh,
parties?
yes. I do house parties, corporate events, JoeDiamondLive.com. Click on the Book Joe tab. If someone's on the fence about booking me, guess what? You can come see me live every Friday in April and May at the Tristan Chris Theater in Lake Geneva. The back row is closer than Penn and Teller's front row,
That's
so you can see
insane.
my full 90-minute show with an intermission. So yeah, go to JoeDiamondLive.com, and I'm at Joe Diamond Live on all social media platforms. You can see me at lots of different events.
And I had asked you this question, which we talked about earlier when you first got here, but it's are you married? Which
Yes. Yes. Well, what's funny too is like, so I was in like 2015 when I met my wife. Like dating was so weird because like I had my own radio show on AM WLIP where I talked to
where radio disc jockeys go to die. Is what Tom would say.
Exactly. And that's where I started.
Okay.
So
your radio career is just about as good as all of ours.
Yeah, exactly. So so I talked to like psychics, UFO experts, ghost hunters, and all that. So I learned very quickly with online dating, start with radio host and then lead into mind reader.
Okay.
Because what do you do for a living? Oh, I do mind reading shows unmatched. Just immediately. I know I should have known that, but I was desperate. I was on Tinder. Give me a break. I was in my mid-20s and on Tinder. I'm human as well. I'm a mind reader, not God. Anyway, but we had matched, and then she forgot her phone at home, and her family came to they just happened to come to a show that I was on the bill with some other performers at here in Gurnee, and the whole time she was like, is that the guy I matched with on Tinder? Did I match with the mind reader?
No
So the
way.
next day I got a message on Tinder from her. We had already like messaged talked a little bit, like one or two messages, and she was just like, so were you the mind reader on stage yesterday? I was like, why, yes, I was. And turned out we had some mutual friends, and her family knew some people I knew. That's why they went to the show and everything. So yeah. And we got married on Friday the 13th.
Of course you did. You creepy mother. All right. So we're going to do.
Yeah. I'll do something with you later.
All right. So we'll do that coming up. Again, you can see Joe Diamond every Friday, April and May.
JoeDiamondLive.com/Lake Geneva, or you can click on the top of the homepage at JoeDiamondLive.com.
I've got to admit, other than having you in studio, and there were a couple like kind of private-ish WIIL Rock events that we did. I've never gone to like one of your big shows. I am definitely this is gonna be an outing for me.
Do we have like 20 seconds?
Sure.
So real quick too, because
nothing has ever taken you 20 seconds though, Joe.
No. Ask my wife. I'll have 3 seconds to spare. If someone is nervous about being on stage, we're actually going to have a bowl where people can write down their names on slips of paper and drop them in. And I'm going to pick people at random during the show. That way people know nothing's set up ahead of time.
Okay.
And if people don't want to participate,
don't put your name in the hat.
Just don't put your name in the bowl.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. So Joe Diamond's going to penetrate my brain. We'll do that on the way next. After Daughtry, super secret show on Monday. Win your way into this with Web Wednesday this week. You could enter now over at 95willrock.com. super secret show, and it's not an April Fool's prank. Daughtry is going to be somewhere, and you could be there too. We can't tell you until you win. Web Wednesday this week. If you want to get in on that this week, it's actually today, Web Wednesday. Click on that Web Wednesday link over at 95willrock.com. Super secret acoustic show going on Monday. If you win, we will tell you the details. You'll be seeing Daughtry. It is the Will Rock Morning Show with Tom and Leah, 9:44.
Mostly sunny and a high of 45 today.
All right. So I am going to be penetrated in my brain.
I heard it's pretty easy, Joe.
Yeah, Joe does a good job at it. Fernando, spoiler alert.
I was penetrated.
Yes.
Little,
yeah.
little, oh boy.
Ooh, don't get
Getting a little
nervous.
hot under the
Don't get
collar.
nervous. Don't get nervous. All right. So we are
okay.
going to do that. Not yet.
Okay,
Not yet.
that's fine. That's fine.
Is that all right?
Yeah. Okay.
But you
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
You
Let
can
me know when you're ready.
see. You can see Joe. He is going to be a Vegas headliner in our backyard. You could see him in Lake Geneva. Tristan
Christ Theater. You can go to lakegenevamagic.com or joediamondlive.com/Lake Geneva, or go to joediamondlive.com and click at the top of the bar at the top of the homepage.
And this is just a preview of what you can see. We'll do that on the way next. Ask a Vegas headliner. We have Joe Diamond in studio with us today. And Fernando, spoiler alert, he was penetrated. If you missed it, his brain, he did not think Joe could get him, but Joe did. Now we're going to see if Joe can get me. All right, Joe, let's do this. Which you, by the way, already have. And I think about it almost every day.
I have, but even then, we had some people in the chat saying, oh, maybe I was looking at the cameras. Maybe even though I was turned around, maybe there was something to do with the cards. So we'll actually make up a card. But to do that, I got these while I was in Vegas. We'll show them on camera real quick. They're cut cards. These are what you have. Like, have you ever, you can take a look at them. Yeah, take a look at them.
I want to show them on this camera.
So basically, if you use them to cut the deck, or if you need an extra player in a game or need to generate a card and you don't have an extra player. Okay. So like, for example, you can generate like a high odd card, but if you flip it, you get a high even card. Right. And you can also get generate suits. So for example, right now there's a predominant suit here, and it would be the diamonds. Okay. Because it's the only one that's repeated. If I just flip it over, what would be the predominant suit there?
That would be clubs.
Clubs, yeah, right.
Mhm.
The predominant suit there would be hearts,
Mhm.
and the predominant suit, that's clubs again. Predominant suit there would be spades, and predominant suit there would be diamonds. So you get a nice wide range of all of them, right?
Got it.
So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take one in each hand. Take one in each hand. Put them underneath the table. And here's what I want you to do. Turn one of them on top of the other. Turn one of them over on top of the other. Okay.
Yeah.
And now just turn them like this, mixing them around so they go back and forth. So yeah, I just got the card box here. Just turn them like this. Okay. And whenever you want, stop. Now this is under the table. Fernando's filming this, so there's no way I can see or anything like that. No, you don't have to. Okay. Whenever you want, stop. Whenever you want, stop.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to give them one more turn?
No.
Okay. Take the top card, move it to the bottom. This kind of cuts them, right?
I don't cut decks.
That's okay. And then turn them again. Mix them. Right. And then again, stop whenever you want.
All right, I've stopped.
Do you want to give them one more turn?
No.
Okay. Take whatever's left on top, turn it over.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I'm going to look away. Don't let me see. Look at what's on top. The two words you might have like high odd or high even, something like that. Do you see those two words? Whatever the two words that are facing upward.
Okay, whatever the two words face. Okay, yeah, I got it.
Whatever those two words are, combine them to create a value, right?
All right.
Whatever. Use those to create a value. Whatever value you want.
All right. 1 second. I'm having trouble.
That's okay.
Okay, I got it.
And then there's a predominant suit. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Use that to create a suit and keep the cards underneath the table.
Okay.
So now you just generated a card randomly inside your own mind.
Yeah.
Right. We don't even have a deck, and keep this in mind. If you turn the cards once more,
it would be something different.
Right. If you had flipped over another one. Okay. So look at me real quick. Just think about this imaginary card. In fact, let's just cut right to the chase. Open your eyes. And just imagine that I'm holding the two of hearts for me. Okay? Yeah? And imagine it morphing into your card. Okay? It's, this is interesting. It's not shifting too much, is it? Like I'm getting the sense that they're just kind of like, the hearts are just kind of like splitting because it is red and it is a heart, but the two hearts went one way and the two hearts went another way into the four hearts. Yeah.
Oh, you bastard.
That's the card you're thinking of. The four hearts. I was
thinking of. Yeah. A low even hearts is what I had. Holy mother of.
You could see
that's insane.
And you could have gone with this. You could have gone with this.
It could have been anything.
Yeah.
Holy moly. All right, Joe Diamond. See his show in person, as seen on TV. Vegas headliner Joe Diamond. He was on Penn and Teller. You didn't win, but you won. I mean, you got to.
I hugged Brooke Burke and I performed for them twice.
You have a picture. You and Brooke Burke there.
I got to read her palm. I got to read their minds.
Fantastic.
And again, you can come. And here's the other thing too. The theater in Lake Geneva, Tristan Christ's theater. He built it from the ground up. Penn and Teller's theater is huge. It's great. It's beautiful. I went to some other shows in Vegas that are just kind of banquet halls that are spray painted black.
Right.
They're not as nice as they're not as nice as the Tristan Chris Theater, which was
built to be like
to be a theater for magic, mind reading, the mystery arts, and I'll be doing my full 90-minute show. And people always wonder if this stuff is set up here. This is your chance to come see it live and in person.
Yeah, and I can tell you, it is definitely.
They have a full bar too.
Oh, full bar, because I need to be drinking when Joe's reading my mind. Joe,
popcorn and booze.
Thank you so much for coming in. Leah. Seriously, it's always a blast. It's wild. I have no idea how you do what you do, but that's part of it. I can't wait to bring. I want to bring the kids. Would you say like what age show would you say you do?
So here's the thing. I often say, with the occasion of like the occasional person blurting out an obscenity from me reading their mind.
It's not.
I always say it's a family friendly show, but it is geared for a grown up audience.
Kind of like this show.
Kind of like this show.
Sometimes
yes.
I blurt out things I shouldn't.
I put it to you this way: if your kids are cool, then your kids
Then
will
your
like
kids
the show.
will like
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Awesome.
So I wouldn't say like babies, because again, it's
Yeah.
all mind reading.
Right.
But if your kids like weird stuff like Twilight Zone,
Mhm.
Alfred Hitchcock
They'll be into
Presents, horror movies, like I would, if they were a weird kid like me growing up, they'll be into this.
This
weirdness.
is what your kid could turn
Yeah.
out to be.
Yes,
could turn out to be Joe
It could be
Diamond.
a mind reader on a
you're
Las Vegas stage.
You're making something
And-
of yourself, Joe.
Thank
Don't
you.
let
Thank
Tom tell you otherwise. We'll wrap up this show. If you missed it, we were penetrated in our minds by Joe Diamond. You could rewatch all of that on TomTube. And then I think I said fish breathe through their nose. That happened. Miss a show, miss
You
a
did.
lot.
You
We
did.
wrap up whatever this is on the way next.